Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this pre-event webinar for GEM 2025. I'll just allow a few people to spool in. Welcome to this webinar. If you are a returning delegate for GEM, the Global European Marketplace, or if this is your first time, I just intend with this short session to run through a few practical elements, point you in the right direction of some of the useful information as we build up to the event at the end of October. Today, we've picked today's date to launch this, as we'll be launching the submission of company profiles. So as a basis for the matchmaking process, we will be asking everybody to check their company profile. So we use that, we've created them based on your account details with us, but we will ask you to log in and just check and update specifically with GEM 2025 in mind with regards to your particular objectives and campaigns that you'll be talking to everybody at that event. So most of what I will be sharing with you will be around and very much available on the GEM website. If you have any questions as I go through, please do shout. So a lot of information is here. Everybody on this call or watching this recording will be a registered attendee. Just as a reminder, GEM is works on a binary to a certain extent. We'll be seated tour operators from international global markets. We're aiming for around 300 operators in the room for this year at the Intercontinental London the O2. That's on Friday the 31st of October. So really everything in terms of the technical side from here on in builds on that basis. So the operators will be seated in alphabetical order, and the suppliers will be meeting them throughout the day based on preset agendas. So the way that this works is that we'll be building your company profiles from today. So watch out for that around midday. And that puts out your pitch, whether you're a buyer or supplier. And then the second step of that is when we launch the preference-based options, of which I'll show you a quick preview of now. That's where you get to select and rank those with whom you'd like to be matched. We do this on preference-based matching in the first instance. So we ask everybody to submit a ranked list of the people of their priority meetings. We then run a matchmaking basis on that, do a few initial checks, and then the next step will be opening up for you to fill up your agenda. So, of course, using the mathematics of this arrangement will be with the 300 buyers and over 400 suppliers. Obviously, the buyers will be full, but we'll ensure that there will be availability for all buyers for the next phase that then you can top up. So the matchmaking phase is not first come, first serve. As long as you've submitted your preferences in due time before the deadline, then you'll have as equal opportunity to meet with your preferences as anybody else. And then once we've opened, that will be a kind of a time to get in early if you've got any gaps in your agenda to help us fill them up. If you know that you'll be arriving into London in the morning, or you'll be needing to fly off in the kind of early evening, late afternoon, please do let us know in advance before we start doing our matchmaking. This will really help block off any time so we don't have to juggle any assigned meetings that have been done, then having to remove them. So if you have any queries about your timings, your agendas, etc., that goes to events@etoa.org if you have any inquiries. We have taken bookings for primary delegates. So if you're a primary delegate, you are the holder of your agenda. We do allow colleagues to come along, but you'll need to book a secondary delegate. So in the correspondence you'll have received up until this, there's always an option to book a secondary delegate if you'd like to have somebody to come and share your meetings. If you're after another additional agenda, that's another primary delegate. So you can either go onto the registration page on the website and book that other slot, or you can just get in touch and we can book that in for you. So some interesting information again on the website as we go with regards to the people attending. These are live buyer and supplier lists, so you can always check in those ahead of when we do the matchmaking, when you'll see all of your counterparts ready there. And we've got some of the breakdown of who's coming. So we show the different suppliers that are coming, what kind of businesses there are, and then the buyers. So for the people who are attending in the UK, you will be benefiting from a Visit Britain supported hosted buyer program. So some of the buyers that usually come to Britain and Ireland marketplace will now be coming to the global European marketplace instead. And these are only accessible in the preference-based matching to the UK suppliers, but obviously those buyers will be available in the room and during the session, we do have open appointments which are unassigned. So there's always opportunity to catch up with people that we haven't been able to book you in with a slot. And that's the benefit of the setup. So not only is it due to kind of space allowance, so obviously with 300 buyers, that's what we can accommodate in the room, but obviously for the benefit of the suppliers attending, the buyers being seated allows you to find them throughout the day. You don't have to kind of try and catch them in the giant venue that we've got. So that's another benefit. So as a warning to suppliers, particularly those who are coming for the very first time, do travel light because there's potentially a lot of walking involved in the day, and I would say that it's usually about the pitch, the quick 12-minute meetings you have, rather than necessarily too many gifts and gadgets bringing along. So I would say travel light and focus on the follow-up with regards to making the most of those 12 minutes. There are still a number of sponsorship opportunities available, including advertising in the directory. We've got a good number of sponsors already lined up, but if you'd also, as a supplier, interested in making a more of a splash, as I said, you'll be walking the floor this day, you might consider one of our marketing pods, which are options available on the workshop floor itself. So yeah, we've got sponsorship opportunities available not only for the workshop on the 31st, but also the conference on the Monday, the day before World Travel Market. So the tickets you'll have booked are somewhat transferable. If you have a colleague instead of yourself who would like to attend the conference instead of you, then we're offering one place per ticket. So we obviously know that for this year we're split across the Friday and the Monday. If there's a different name that you'd want to attend the conference on the Monday, then please let us know. Once again, that is via events@etoa.org, please. So we've got a provisional agenda lined up for the conference, and I think there'll be more of that at the end of this week with regards to some more confirmed names. Now we're just after the summer, but just as a reminder for the agenda, particularly those who are now thinking about whether they need to block any time off, for the 31st, registration kicks off at 8. That's not to say you need to be there 8 o'clock on the dot. Indeed, please don't, but we'll be serving refreshments from 8 o'clock through to 8:50, where we'll have a welcome message, and then we kick off at 9 o'clock all the way through to 5:30, and then followed by a reception in the evening. So as I said, they are the 12-minute pre-assigned meetings with breaks, open appointments, and then the reception in the evening. So just as I mentioned, if you would like to sponsor, you'll be in good company. At the moment, we've got confirmed support from Tourplan, Travel Trade Holland, Macher, Fragonard. So I think we have a brand new bag designed this year for those who've been coming to GEM for many years. Johnny Walker from Princess Street will be sponsoring the drinks reception, Le Grand, and then Visit Britain, obviously, with the hosted buyer program, and Pantor is our EU level partner project with regards to the agenda for the Monday conference. So that will be in 2 parts. Just going back to that agenda element, we'll be talking about whether the tourism industry, it will be keeping competitive. So we'll be talking with the main hot topic at the moment about AI. We'll have a keynote speaker from the Edinburgh Futures Institute, the big picture of AI, and then we'll have interactive streams, one on what that actually means for individuals on the day, the practical applications of AI in a tourism job. That's from Dan Taylor and Salt. And then we'll be having a moving away from the technological elements of things and obviously ahead of World Travel Market, a refresher on sales techniques as the second interactive stream. So we've got a nice big venue for the conference this year. So that allows us in the interactive streams to break off into two groups. If you want to drill down more on what AI means for your job, then you can stay and do the practical applications. Or if you want to really work top up with your skills ahead of negotiations at World Travel Market, then we'll have an interactive session on there. We'll be obviously doing our usual insight session with regards to the hot stats and topics impacting the tourism industry just before lunch, and then we'll have a destination sponsored lunch. Then the second half of the day is sponsored by Pantor, which is a project funded by the European Commission, of which ETOA is a partner. And we'll be talking whether will my job exist in 5 years, and really what that means with regards to the changing landscape of careers in tourism. So we'll have again another keynote on that with regards to the impact of that, and we'll be using our academic partners from that project, as well as some real life, real industry perspectives on that. And then going through social skills. Obviously, there's a lot of emphasis on AI and digital, but what does that mean actually with interpersonal skills with regards to not only dealing with your clients and your markets, but also within your companies as well. A brief session on the day-to-day green skills needed by tourism professionals. So that's really applicable things that we can apply on the day-to-day basis. And then on the digital side, beyond AI. So what's at the cutting edge of the digital in tourism jobs. So again, more detail on that, but we'll also be sharing a ticket-only option if you want to bring additional colleagues to that event. So just to whiz through, again, we'll be sending out today your company profile. So please take a moment. Apologies to Valentina for using her example. Again, as GEM is a member-only event, thankfully we have a lot of everybody's information with regards to their companies. So there may be some gaps in here that we can fill out, or it may be incorrect. So if you could just take a moment to fulfill these and just let us know about your intentions of attending the conference, any dietary requirements, when you'll be joining us, etc. So that really helps as a basis on an operational level, as well as ahead of doing the matchmaking. Then in a few weeks, we'll be launching the preference-based submissions. So on here, you'll log in. Once everybody has lovely fulfilled agendas, you'll be able to apply different filters with regards to who you want to meet and start building your preferences based on those attending. So by the time we get there, this will look a lot better because we'll have company logos and pictures and a lot more detail on the agendas, but it's a very simple process of just copying them over onto your priority or standard preferences, and then we use those to build your agenda as we go. I think that's probably it from me, just to whiz through the dates that are important. Obviously, today we will be launching the building the agendas, so please do that as soon as possible, and then we won't have to bug you about submitting those. And then we'll be launching the preference-based submissions on the 7th, so in a month's time. So you've got a month to build that agenda, and it's really important to get, build your profile, important to get that as neat as possible. And then we'll have until the 15th of October to submit your preferences. It's always, my advice is usually to go in on day one when we launch that and do your initial round of preferences. And then as registrations are still open throughout that period, I would always check in on the last day as well, just to review any new people coming into the event and to add people in. And then we'll be launching provisional agendas on the 17th of October, where you can review and update your lists, and then the deadline of that, we'll lock it in on the 24th. Thereafter, that is your agenda, and then obviously you'll have access to the online version to start planning, and then on the day of the event itself, we will issue you with a printed agenda. So don't worry about preparing that yourself. The final and the agenda that you should follow on the day of the event is the one that's printed on the day itself. So that's the roundup of the event. As I said, if you have any questions throughout the preparatory weeks before Global European Marketplace, it is events@etoa.org for that information. We're on hand to support you throughout that. We have the booking link for WTM tickets if you need that. I think that should be included already in your operational email you've received from us. If not, get in touch. I think there's a deadline for that, so you can use our link if you need to get a trade access for free. And then I think that's it. We look forward to seeing you there. As I said, the team is on hand if you require any support throughout the coming weeks. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in October. Cheers.